I just kind of want to start with, what's the classroom contents, what are the demographics, maybe with some challenges, and then like what's the lesson plan that you're going to be doing?
Sure. So for my class, it's 7th grade world history. I have 20 males to 15 females, and in terms of accommodations, I have 8 students who are on a 504 plan, and I have 6 that are IEP students and 1 who is an English language learner. For my 504 plans, most of them deal with ADD, anxiety, and ADHD, while for my IEP students, some of them include a need for a hearing aid, and so some of my students have that. My one English language learner student is a student who is from China.
Okay. How has that been challenging, trying to differentiate instruction?
Well, for myself, it's been real helpful because a lot of the way that I've set up my classroom is that I've strategically put them with partners who would be able to help them, not just based on academics, but socially. Assimilating into the classroom is very beneficial to put basically a strong partner with them.
Absolutely.
And I really try and surround them around others who are going to help encourage them to do better. And so I think having role models is a really big part of my classroom. But in terms of direct accommodations for differentiation, it has been somewhat of a challenge because a lot of what I've had to do is to build up some of that academic language for those who are kind of grade levels behind.
Right.
So that has been really my main focus with them, is a lot of vocabulary. But in terms of like the social and emotional needs, I try and put them around people who are, strong figures in the classroom that might encourage them to work. And I do a lot of think pair shares, so they take turns based off of who they're sitting by, so they always have a voice during these conversations. I also differentiate instruction by having instant response. So I use tools like quizzes or Kahoot, and I'll get data, and then from there I can see what students got what answers wrong, and then I approach some of the weaknesses of those students.
Good. So for the period I'll be observing, what will your lesson plan be? What's it going to look like?
So what we do in my class is that we like to look at primary sources, and then we like to think as a historian, how as a historian would we look at this source, right? What does it tell us about this time period? And so for the lesson that you'll be coming in, it'll be for our China unit. And so we'll take a look at some of images of former inventions, and then we'll try to look at some primary documents. And so they'll work as groups to assess those documents, and we'll try and get an understanding of how this could maybe improve the lives of people back then.
Okay.
So it'll be a combination of using primary sources, maybe some secondary sources, and so I like to try and balance those two.